So I'll start the meeting now. So can everyone hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So good evening to everyone. Uh, my name is Gurumurthy. Mr. Vikram is not well, so he will not be there for the meeting. And I'll be there on his behalf to go through all the important charts that we have and discuss the market on that. What is the outlook on that? So I'll start with dollar index. So yesterday's move was a big surprise for everyone. So everyone would have thought, most of us would have thought that it's a weekend, it's a month, and we can just relax. But the market has thought the other way. And as always, we will have to always expect the unexpected from the market. So now it is the sharp move yesterday has kept us busy in the weekend also. So the rise in a single day above 73 on the dollar rupee and even above 73 half in the offshore market was a really big surprise. So we thought we'll just revisit our outlook and see how the big picture is there a change in the big picture and convey it to all our clients. So I'll go by charts one by one, and by the end of the thing I'll take up questions from your side. I hope this will be fine. So we'll start with dollar index. Dollar index was hovering around 90 for a long time, and the break below 90 has not happened yet strongly. And yesterday, day before yesterday, it has bounced sharply, and it is currently closing to 91. If you look at the chart, like 90 is a good support. So while that holds, we can allow for a rise to 92, 92 half, as we have shown here in the chart with a dot. But after that, the trend will continue to go down. So right now, the bounce that we have seen from 90 is will there just be a corrective up move within the overall downtrend. So this up move right now immediately 91 will be an important resistance, and that getting broken will take it up to 92 or 92 half max, and from there we will see the downtrend that has started in since January 2020 from around 902 here to continue, which will take the dollar index eventually down to 88 and 87 in the coming quarters. So from dollar index, the current up move is just a corrective rise that we are seeing, which will be capped to a maximum of 92, 92 half, and then we will see the overall downtrend resuming. So this is on the dollar index. Coming to euro, that will translate the rise to 92, 92 half will translate as a small dip below 1.20 that can take it down to 1.18 or 1.17. But looking at the long big picture, what we are looking on the euro is that the current move from December low, from the January low of 1.06 to which has taken the euro up to 1.20 is showing us a strong break of this downtrend that has been in place since 2007. So this downtrend has now broken. So now we are in a long-term uptrend, which has just begun a year ago. So this long-term uptrend, we are expecting it to be as the same as what had happened in 2002, from 2002, which is marked in the red box here. So right now, what can happen is that we can expect a sideways consolidation like we have seen here in 2002, two candles as a consolidation, and then a fresh rise can happen like this. So what we are looking at is a consolidation like here and then a rise like this. So similarly, the current move for a 2-3 months, we can get a consolidation over here, which consolidation we might have to allow for a dip to 1.18 or 1.17. That is based on the rise that we are allowing it on the dollar index to 92, 92 half, and then thereafter we will be looking for a rise to 1.25 and 1.30 on the euro. So in euro also, the downside we are looking at it to a maximum of 1.18, 1.17 right now, and it will just be a broad sideways consolidation for some time, and then the trend will continue to remain up. So the current fall in euro from 1.22 to 1.20 right now will again be a one of the I mean what will again be for a part of the corrective fall, which will be translating it into a fresh leg of rise going forward. And another important factor that we always look at is the Chinese yuan. Chinese yuan is coming, I mean, USD CNY is coming closer to a very strong support at 6.40, and it has already started to consolidate or form a base near 6.40. So here we can now expect a rise to 6.8 or something from here over the next quarter or something. And then, but that up move will not be a trend reversal. It will also be a part of the correction within the long term fall. How is that? If we look at the very long term chart, this is a quarterly line chart of USD CNY. Here we see that the uptrend that is coming up from March 1970, 1980 has been broken. So the rise from 6.4 right now, what we are expecting here will be restricted to 6.8 or 7 maximum, and thereafter we will be looking at a stronger yuan going forward in the coming years. This will be a very long term picture. This is on the Chinese yuan. Coming to the domestic market, this is the chart of Sensex divided by the BSE mid cap index. This is showing a strong break on the downside. What does it mean is that it is now very bearish and it can go down. So which means that the mid caps are very, very bullish. So mid cap bullish will reflect as a strong rupee, which is positive, right? So like positive equities will be positive for the rupee. So this is one important thing that we'll have to keep in mind. Like the correction that we have seen in Sensex and Nifty over the last 2 days is also a part of the long term within the long term uptrend. And next is the Dow by Sensex chart, Sensex in dollar terms. This has also broken a long term uptrend, and the current bounce can find resistance near 48 and then it can come down. So which means that Sensex in dollar terms will continue to move up, which will be strong for the rupee and for strong for the index Sensex also. It says that the Dow will underperform or the Sensex will outperform the Dow. So which is like India will perform much better than the US going forward. So on the Sensex, we have an important chart on the log also. This is the log chart of Sensex, which if we see, this has broken an important resistance at 10.77, and now we are seeing a dip from near 10.83, and currently this log chart is at 10.8. There is very little room on the downside for this chart to come down to 10.79 or 10.78. So 10.78 on the log chart will translate to 48,000 on the Sensex. Thereafter, we will be looking for the long-term uptrend to continue going forward. This will be a very long-term picture. So the correction in the Sensex right now, we can expect it to limit by 48,000. In the worst case, if 48,000 is breaking, then we will have to allow for a fall to 46 and 44,000. But even in that case, those will be a very, very good opportunity to buy Indian stocks when we are considering a very, very long-term time frame. So again, Sensex is still bullish. The correction will be a good opportunity to buy. 48,000 is the immediate support that we are looking at, and below 48, in case if 48,000 is breaking, then we will have to allow for a fall to 46,000 or 44,000. But even in that case, we will be buying at those levels. on the Sensex. So these are all the factors that we have looked at. So what it translates to dollar rupee right now is that yesterday's sharp price was really a surprise. So now I think there will be more talks in the market about going up to 75, 76 from here. But what we are looking at it right now is 74 to 74 half will be an important zone on the dollar rupee. There we will definitely want to remain on the sell side of the market, 74 to 74 half for the near term. So there are, for right now, the upside can be limited to 74 and 74 half, and from there we can see a dip down to 73.20 or 73, and we will have to see how the market sentiment is at that time. In case if 74 half is also breaking right now because of the volatility, then at that time we will be allowing for a rise to 76, not more than that. 76 will be the upper range of the volatility. So right now what we will be looking at is 74 and 74 half. Among this panic situation, we will continue to remain on the sell side of dollar rupee in the 74, 74 half region, and we will look for a correction from there. In case if 74 half is breaking, then we will have to allow for a rise to 76. Right now, we are not looking anything much beyond 76. Even now, also 76 is a, we are keeping it as an upper end, considering the high volatility in the market. Why 76 is because it is from the log chart. The log chart, what is there in the screen right now, is the monthly log chart of dollar rupee. It is now bouncing from a support near 4.28. So that can go up to 4.33, which translates to 75.94 on the dollar rupee nominal chart. Thereafter, we will expect the dollar rupee to come down, breaking below 4.30 on the log chart again. Majorly, if you see the long-term uptrend in the log chart from 2011 has got broken, and this, we consider this as a major break on the chart. So the upside in this chart is maximum cap will be capped at 4.33, which will be 76 close to. So that is why we say that 76 will be the maximum or the wider, I mean upper limit on the upside on dollar rupee that we will have to consider, or we will be considering in case if 74 half is breaking. So broadly, we will take 76 as an upper limit, and then in a long-term picture, as we have been saying in our previous reports, we will be sticking on to our view of seeing a strong rupee, which will take it down to 71 and all over the long term. And one more interesting chart that we would want to share with you is the volatility on the Indian rupee. So this chart is the rate of change chart on the 10-minute dollar rupee chart. This basically shows the captures the volatility of dollar rupee. Right now, after yesterday's sharp price, this volatility stands at 1.55, and taking the historical data of this volatility chart, we see 2% as the maximum upside that can happen from here. So if this tick ROC goes up to 2% for now, it will be turning down from there. So 2%, if it has to go to 2%, then that will translate to a region of 74 and to 74 quarter or something. So that is why right now we don't want to be on the buy side of the market, but instead we will be sitting on the sell side of the market to sell in the region of 74 to 74 half. So broadly, our stand, like because of the volatility that we have seen yesterday, our long-term picture still remains the same. We have not changed anything. The only surprise that we had was that we had allowed for a rise to 74 in our previous report, but that rise has happened on a single day. That is what had surprised us also. But even then, we are holding on to our previous view that 74 to 74 half will be maximum upside currently, from where we can get a fall in the near term. So in case if 74 half is breaking, then we will be allowing on the upside to a maximum of 76 and not more than that. So ideally, as the dollar P goes up from here to 76, we will continue to remain on the sell side only. So we will be approaching the market on the sell side only on the dollar. So these are all the major charts that we would want to share right now with our clients, because after yesterday's the sharp move, there has been a lot of noise in the market that dollar P can now shoot up, and there can be a sharp sell off in the equities and all. Yes, that can happen, but that is still within our overall long term outlook. So now I'm open to questions. If you have any doubts, we can ask. If you want to show any charts again, then I can explain it again.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. Gurmurthy. It's Nirmal Miharia.
Yeah, hi Nirmal.
What you see the target for the March ending?
The
What is the upside target you are seeing during the March? Because you are seeing forecasted that for the next quarter you are thinking for 74, 74 half, or max up to 76. It can go on the extreme conditions.
yes, right.
But what we can expect till March,
Yeah, that's
or
what like.
near 1 month, next 1 month, what is the volatility we are thinking?
So right now the case will be like 74 to 74 half will be the upside for now. So from there in March we can expect it to come down to 73.20 or 73. And then if the current condition continues and if 74 half is breaking, then by March and April we expect the extreme upside to happen. This 76 on the extreme, we expect if the volatility continues between March and April, and then from May onwards the trend will continue to be in favor of the rupee.
Oh, thank you.
Uh, uh, Hi, Gurmurthy. Srikanth here from MK Agrotech.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah. Actually, it's not part of this discussion. Still, I would like to ask why US yields are increasing and how is it getting, impacting the dollar index vis-a-vis the rupee? And another question is, I think we have heard yesterday US passed that 1.9 trillion, stimulus package. So will it lead to once again correction in DXY? I mean, correction in yields and in turn correction in DXY.
No, the 1.9 trillion stimulus has been already factored in the market. That is not something new that has happened. That was announced before Biden came into power. He had announced that he will be doing that. So that has been already factored in the market. That is not new. So because of that stimulus, there will not be any impact on the dollar index or anything in the market. Coming to the yields, yes, yields has gone
Why?
up.
What is the yeah, yields.
Yeah, because of the yield,
Yeah,
why the
carry
yields
on.
are going on up is that the expectations are going up. Like they have US has an expectation chart, like on the inflation they are expecting the inflation to go up. If you can give me a minute, I'll just show you the chart.
Good evening, sir. सर एक ये वेब सेमिनार में हूँ सर मैं आधा घंटे में करूँ सर आपको ये रुपी के बारे में सुन रहा हूँ वो एक सेमिनार में हूँ ठीक ठीक है ओके ओके ठीक है सर ओके ओके
The chart that you see on my screen is the break-even inflation expectation. That is the pink line. So this pink line is the break-even inflation rate. Break-even inflation is nothing but the inflation, that what the inflation is expected by the market 10 years ago. So this is the 10-year break-even inflation. So this inflation expectation has been going up very sharply and has gone to highs. Like it is now at 2.2 something. So because this inflation expectation is rising, that is driving the yields along with it. So that is one of the major reason that has been behind the rise in the yields. And the rise in yields is translating it into a strong dollar right now. Because last week, if you see, the dollar index was staying stable near 90 and was breaking below 90 on Thursday. But on Thursday, we saw the yields, 10-year yields spike to 1.61% intraday. So that has pulled the dollar also higher. So the major driver for the yields is this inflation expectation. So as this continues to go up in the coming days, the yields will also be moving up. On the treasury yields, like on the 10-year, it is currently at 1.40 nearly. So there is room for the yields to rise to 1.60 from here, another 20 basis point. So till that time, the dollar, and it can also be a support for the dollar index, as we showed on the chart earlier. So that can keep the dollar index above 90 for some time and help it to go up to 92 or 92 half. That is one of the major factor. But from 1.6%, the treasury yields will have to come down again to 1.3 or 1.2 again. So right now for the near term, from 1.4 to 1.6 will be the move on the US treasury yields, and then we will be expecting it to come down again. So majorly the inflation expectation has been the major driver for the yields to go up recently.
So, thank you, Murthy. Acha, I would like to extend on this, if you allow me.
Yeah,
See, then if that is the case, this month, entire March, we might not see, considerable correction in rupee.
right.
Whatever is going to play out is could be that 74, 74 and a half, maybe 75 could be possible in March itself,
Right.
because
Like,
as inflation expectations are reaching higher, as a result of that, as you are saying, yields will move up. When yields start moving up, eventually the dollar will follow. DXYR dollar will
that is what
follow
is
going
happening
up,
right
right?
now. Yeah. Yeah, what you said
So
is
that's
correct.
what
Like, but
another thing.
yeah, but considering the
And
volatility chart that I showed right now, that keeps us the upside to be a maximum of 74 to 74 half right now on the dollar rupee, maybe for March, and from there we get a correction from there. But even then, the correction, as you said, may not be a sharp one. It will have to be limited to 73 half, 72 20, or a maximum of 73 for March. So ideally, 73 to 74 half can be a possible, a preferred range for March from our side.
then 70 to 30, we can safely assume that bottom is already placed at 70 to 30, what we saw last week, or during this early of this week. 72.30 or 28, whatever came, that was the bottom, I think. It will not touch again, it looks so, at least
Like
for the coming.
immediately, even we can call it a bottom for now, but as I showed you from the long term picture, ideally we will be breaking 72 going forward from a long term picture. For now, yes, that can be a good bottom for now.
And other interesting, I mean, out of inquisition, I'm asking, assuming that let's say Indian yields also go up, US yields are
Yes.
going up. Let's say Indian yields also going up, and which finally widen or remain the gap between Indian and US yields will remain wide, so that capital once again keep coming back to India. Or is there any kind of situation like that wherein rupee will strengthen again?
Like right now, the yield
I'm
differential.
clear.
Yeah, yeah. Right now, the yield differential is coming down because both are moving up. So I'll just show you the short chart on differentials also. So this orange line is the yield differential between the Indian and 10-year yields. So right now it is at 4.8, and there is room for it to come down to 4.6. Yeah, if you look at this chart, it will be clear. So the red line is the yield differential. So from here, it can come down to 4.5, 4.4. So the differential is likely to
This
come
is
down. So
no US minus India, or how is it?
India minus 10, India minus US.
India minus US. So that means to say this is widening means our yields are rallying faster than US yields.
Yeah.
Acha.
So this
If
has
that
room
is
to come down. So if you see the chart here, we have a strong positive correlation with rupee. This
yeah,
period.
that's what.
So on the yield side, either we get a sideways consolidation here because both are rising, and but then within that we will have to allow for a fall to 4.4 from here on the red line. Red line is the
Then
differential. So that can also
then
lead to a
FBI
strong,
flows will come down, no?
yeah. So that will also, considering the correlation, that can also be a supportive factor for the rupee. That can also cap the upside in rupee. So till now here, except for the yesterday's rise, if we have been seeing that there has been a good correlation on the directionally, there has been a strong correlation. And even on the 10-year
If
yields
this
also,
yield, yeah,
yeah, I'll just show you the chart.
yeah, carry on.
On the 10-year also, we can have a resistance at 6.3, and on the line chart we have a resistance at 6.4. So our yields will have more room to rise from here, but then after that it can come down.
If this gap narrows, at least in the immediate front, maybe 1 month or 2 months, if the yield differential narrows, the FBI flows might come down. No? Is it? I mean, is there any kind of relation to that FBI flows coming down, and
That relations we have
dollar
not
flow will
studied
come
directly.
down?
We have not studied it directly,
Uh-huh.
but we can check that and come back to you. Like what is the
Okay,
relation
okay,
with
okay.
flows and the differentials, that we can check and come back to you.
Mm-hmm. I am getting a feeling like that once this yield gap narrows, there could be reverse flows. If not reverse flows, so there could be flows might abate to India, wherein once again there will be pressure on rupee.
But if we look at this Dow by Sensex in dollar terms chart that I showed you, this is saying that the dollar is, the flows can come more into the Indian market because this has broken a strong resistance, strong support, sorry. And from 48, this ratio will have to come down, will be coming down. That is what our view is. So Sensex in dollar terms will go up, which means that Sensex will be strong and more flows will be coming in. From this chart, if we go by, not if, without considering the yield differential along with the flows, considering this chart, we see that more flows can come into the Indian markets, which will be a good support for the rupee. I'm just relating this chart to the flows question that you had asked.
No, it makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. But definitely on the yields, we will check about the relation and we'll get back to you.
Yeah, please. And last question, I mean, just can you repeat what is the range you are looking at for the rupee in March? 73 to 74 half?
Yeah, that can be, I mean, right now on the upside, 74 to 74 half will be the maximum that we'll be looking at. And from there, we can get a dip to 73 half or 73. And for March and April, if the volatility is to continue and considering the room on dollar index and euro to fall, we can allow for a rise to 76 on a wider on the upper limit. That can happen between March and April. And that is also only if 74 half is breaking. But right now we are not looking for a break above 74 74 half, which as I showed from the volatility chart, the volatility range is at a very high on the top. So this volatility chart will come down and that will be translating into a fall in dollar rupee. So maximum upside in this chart, we are looking at it at 2% or 2 to 2.3%. So after that, this will start coming down and we will be looking at a correction. And that is why right now we are not allowing not more than 74 half on this. 74 itself is a good resistance on the chart immediately. Considering the volatility here, we are allowing up to 74 half. So as I said in the beginning, we will be definitely looking to sell in the 74 74 half region.
I think in yesterday NDF it is closed
73
almost
90.
near
Yeah, yeah.
74,
NDF we
almost
saw a
74.
break of 74. 74.05 was the high and
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
has come
Correct,
down.
correct.
But on the spot, we are still at 73.47.
40, 47 something, 46, 47. Right, right.
So the
Okay.
impact on the NDF can be felt. I mean, can be seen on the opening on Monday. Maybe we
Okay.
can get a gap up opening near close to 74. And
Okay.
even if we get an intraday rise above 74, we will be, as I said, this chart will go up to the top, and so we will be looking to sell.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Murthy.
Thanks, Srikanth. Any other questions? Does anyone have any more questions? I hope that there is no more questions from your side. So I'll just consolidate what I have said, and then we can end this meeting. So overall, on the dollar rupee, we are now looking the last yesterday's rise has come to a close to a top. So 74 will be an immediate resistance, and 74 to 74 half will be the broad resistance right now, from where we will be looking for a correction. In case if dollar index happens to break above 94 or 91 and move up to 92 93, then in that case we will have to allow for a rise to 75 and 76 maximum on the dollar rupee, not more than that. So 74 74 half immediately, and 76 for the period of March and April, considering the volatility is what the upside that we are looking at. From thereafter, we will be sticking on to our long-term view of seeing a strong rupee, and we we'll be looking for the dollar rupee to come down to 72 and 71 going forward in the long term. So that is what our view is, and this is what we want to convey to our clients right now. Because yesterday's the sharp price has created more noise in the market. So we just wanted to make it clear that we are still going by with our long-term view of seeing a strong rupee. So thank you everyone for joining. In case if you have any questions, you can just mail to us. Uh, we'll be happy to reply for that. Thank you
All right.
everyone.
Thank you, Guru. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you everyone. Thanks. Have a happy weekend.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Guru sir.
Thank you, Sanjay ji.
So